Hello everyone. Can you hear me well? All right, let's
Yeah,
get
please.
started. Meanwhile, more people will be joining, but let's not waste any more time. Thank you all for joining the Startup Club Healthtech Investment Conference. I'm Batuan and I'll be the host today. Just a brief intro about the Startup Club. We are a global entrepreneur community, so we connect startups with investors through these fundraising events and investment conferences. Actually, this is our 19th Healthtech Investment Conference, 19. So more than hundreds of startups pitched at these events, and we supported them in connecting with relevant investors in our network and get exposure in our community. We also have events in other sectors. For example, tomorrow we are having green tech and sustainability pitch night. Next month we are having fashion, beauty, luxury pitch night. Later next month we're also having AI startup competition. Applications are open. You can check our website to learn more all about this. And returning today we have amazing lineup of 8 presenters, all from different spaces in health tech vertical, um, from like cardiovascular diagnostic to medical devices, digital health, pharma, well-being, and more. Each company will do 6-minute presentation that will be followed by 6-minute Q&A with the advisory board members. And I will ask the advisory board members to introduce themselves. So event will take about 2 hours. We are expecting to finish just before 8 p.m. European time or 2 p.m. Eastern time. Only the advisory panel will directly interact with the presenters after each presentation, but everyone in the audience, you can also interact with the presenters by using chat. So shall we do like quick round of introduction with the advisory panel? By the way, thank you. I would like to thank them all for their contribution. Patricia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, happy to go first. So, hi everybody, I'm Patricia. I worked at Calmstorm. So I have a business background, started my career in consulting, worked at PwC and EY for some years. And yeah, at some point I didn't really understand the impact of my work there. So I pivoted into VC, started in a Series A fund doing generalist investments. And there's where I kind of found my passion for health. So I joined Calmstorm 1 year ago already. Super quick intro on Calmstorm as well. So we're a health tech fund based out of Vienna, early stage, which means pre-seed and seed rounds. And we invest primarily in digital health models. So biotech and medtech is not really in our sweet spot, but we do look at some deals in that space. So yeah, that's us in a nutshell.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Patricia, for contribution. Giacomo.
Hello everyone. Giacomo Piccini here. I'm investment manager in Panacas Partners. My background is in biomedical engineering and spent the last 8 years in the venture capital space. A couple of words about Panacas as well. We are a venture capital fund. We're based in Italy. We invest in life science, meaning medtech, biotech, pharma, digital, so anything that fits under the life science definition. We have 250 million euros under management, and we invest in general from seed to pre-IPO rounds with Series A and Series B as our main focus, and tickets in the range of 4 to 6 million euros on average.
Amazing. Thank you, Giacomo. Marco.
Hi there. Good evening to everybody, and thank you to be here and for inviting me again. And I think this is the third or fourth time here, so nice to meet you,
Probably,
everybody.
yeah.
I'm a medical biotechnologist by training, and I do work as an investment associate for the ZQ, that he has the Zambon corporate venture. The Zambon is an Italian pharma company present in 87 countries and owned by a family that is the Zambon family. And at ZQ, we do invest in assets that are in the interest of the mother company, so mainly in respiratory, CNS, GI tract, women health. And we also do indirect investment, and we also manage the interests of the family when they do invest, so mainly in biotech and medtech.
Thanks so much, Marco. Great to see you again. Deborah, how about you?
Yeah, hi. You hear me, right? It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
perfect. I'm a PharmD. I've been an entrepreneur myself, and I am an investment director at 50 Partners, and we are an accelerator. So we are here to help early stage startups, and we have like medtech, tech bio, e-health, but not so much on biotech. It's not our sweet spot.
Great. Thanks so much for your contribution. All right, then. Let's start with the first presentation. So the first company is ACORAI. Philip Peters, CEO of the company, will share the opportunity with us. Philip, you will have 6 minutes to pitch, then there is 6 minutes Q&A part. You can start, when you are ready.
All right, thanks.
Oops. I guess I muted you by mistake. Sorry, Philip. Can you mute unmute yourself again? So
There we go. All right. You missed a bad joke. But so my name is Philip Peters. I'm the co-founder and CEO of ACORAI. We're a Swedish medical device company building the next generation of heart failure management tools. The problem that we have identified is particularly that of hospitalized heart failure patients. This is an enormously costly patient population in general, and this workflow is one of the costliest. 80% of heart failure costs are associated with the hospitalization of these patients. The problem that we see is that there really aren't any good tools out there today and as part of standard of care to adequately monitor these patients. And that results in a large proportion of patients not being optimally treated, not being optimally discharged, and about 50% of these patients being sent home when they're still not stable, when they have what's called residual congestion. And that's one of the big drivers of the high readmission rates that we see in this patient group. So what we do know is that cardiac and pulmonary pressure evaluation, or looking at the blood pressure inside the heart, is one of the most effective ways of managing heart failure and congestion. But many of these solutions remain implantable today. Standard of care instead relies on surrogates such as tracking weight, urine output, echo parameters, and these have a number of issues with them in that they often lag behind true physiology, they're subjective, they're not always available, and many of these have failed to show positive outcomes in trials, but still they get used. In a nutshell, current inpatient heart failure tools lack objective, accurate, and readily available tools that can provide information for how to best manage congestion. So what we've developed is a non-invasive congestion assessment tool, which is based on estimating the cardiac and pulmonary pressures directly, providing an accurate, easy-to-use, and actionable tool for healthcare professionals. We provide estimates of both the right and left-sided pressures, and we are uniquely positioned in the market in this way. So you get both an estimate of pulmonary capillary wedge pressure and right atrial pressure, alongside a congestion index, which allows you to track the patient's condition over time to see how they're responding to medical therapy. We're FDA breakthrough device designated. The device is, as you can see, pretty simple to use. It's looks and feels like a smartphone, and you place it alongside the patient's chest, alongside the sternum under the collarbone for about 5 minutes, and everything happens on the device. It's a fully integrated device with minimal workflow friction. We have validated the accuracy of the device and the prognostic value of our values in a large 1,600 patient study, which we completed last year. This is conducted in over 20 hospitals across 6 countries, with half of the patients in the US. In a nutshell, we're meeting requirements for being a clinically useful tool. We're well above what is out there today in terms of standard of care. And we've also been able to show that not only are we accurate, but we also have strong prognostic value when it comes to predicting which patients are likely to be readmitted and which are not. So very happy with where we're at, and we're now about to start a large 1,000-patient pivotal study to look at the hospitalized heart failure patient workflow specifically, and seeing whether our device can add health economic benefits to this workflow as a whole. So the way that we communicate our value proposition is through 3 levers that we have to pull. the way it works, from a workflow perspective, we integrate on a daily basis, offering really for the first time in history a way to non-invasively assess congestion really whenever the healthcare professional wants to. This can have tremendous savings for the hospitals, but primarily, what's important is that we're also helping these hospitals in the US keep more of the reimbursement that they're getting from CMS primarily. The way we do that is by A, avoiding loss-making admissions in the first place, B, reducing length of stay and overall cost of managing these patients, and C, reducing readmissions by making sure that we're optimizing therapy prior to discharge. And those are the three levers that we bring to the table here. And in terms of numbers, that brings us to a pretty large beachhead market in the form of the point of care heart failure market, of well over $1 billion in ARR potential per year. The ROI on something like this is much higher, right? So the annual savings that we believe we can bring US health systems just from this workflow is closer to $9 billion. And this is based on an annual subscription model of around 11,000 per device per year. So a very compelling ROI opportunity, which we think the US is especially well suited for. We're uniquely positioned in the market in having a device that provides superior insights compared to anything that's out there or in development today. That means providing values of both right-sided and left-sided pressures. It means being able to trend these insights. It means having a form factor that's highly usable and has minimal workflow friction, and having validated that in some of the world's largest clinical studies to date. Great team behind us, of course, technical founding team. We have a strong advisory board on the medtech side and executive side, but also, of course, some of the world's leading heart failure specialists who are part of this journey. And currently raising $6 million. We've just done a part close of $3 million and have another $3 million allocation remaining in our second close. We will achieve some pretty substantial milestones with this capital, we believe. One of course is our HOSPIT-Jeff pivotal study, health economic readout we'll have in September. And then we have a 510(k) submission towards the end of this year. And then we'll be ready to commercialize in the US in sort of Q2 of next year. Thank you for your time and happy to take any questions.
Great presentation. Thanks so much, Philip. Marco, would you like to start? What do you think about it?
Thank you so much, Philip. I think we already met in the past because I do remember your device. So what I need to better understand is where do you see it in the patient journey? I mean, it is something more for inpatient or outpatient?
So we're starting off with the inpatient because that's where we think we have the strongest value proposition, and that's where the health economics makes the most sense. But longer term, we want this to become a new vital sign of heart failure, right? So wherever there's a heart failure patient, we want to have our device be present as well.
All right. Patricia, you have any question?
Yes, I would like to know, how does the go-to-market look like, and where do you think you're going to find like the biggest bottlenecks when scaling the business?
Yeah, so I think the biggest bottleneck with heart failure is that you have a lot of different healthcare professionals who manage heart failure, and you have a lot of different strategic players who are part of the heart failure patient workflow. So you have critical care, you have the heart failure players, and you have the hospital monitoring players. So the way we segment the market is kind of into those three tiers, where about 20% of the market is represented by the heart failure specialists and the heart failure centers of excellence. That's our go-to-market focus. So these guys here to the right, from the well-known heart failure centers, that will be our point of entry to the US market. They know exactly how they're going to use this device. They see the value, they have the volume, and they already know us as a brand as well.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Deborah?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah. It's a very interesting project. I just have a question. I'm not sure how the tech is working exactly, how you get the data. Yeah, if you could explain more.
Yeah, so it's a multimodal sensor platform. We combine 4 different sensing technologies, something we call the SAVE sensor system, and this is a unique combination of sensing technologies, and we have 4 granted patent families covering this technology. But SAVE stands for seismic cardiography, so we're looking at chest wall vibrations on the surface of the skin. We're looking at acoustics, so listening to the flow of blood and approximating pressure from that. We're looking at visual sensors, so PPG sensors, but that focus on the capillaries of the chest region. And then we have the workhorse of cardiology, which is EKG. And then we take a sensor fusion approach. We've built the world's largest clinical data sets to train machine learning models to find patterns in this data, which then allows us to approximate these pressures non-invasively.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Giacomo, do you have any question as well?
Yeah, if you can maybe tell us a little bit more on the use of proceeds of the 6 million, because it's my understanding you're going after FDA and you're going after this health economic study. Does it also include any early commercialization, any early traction, and how do you see the next 2 to 3 years of ACORAI?
Yeah, so I mean, it will include some commercialization from research use only sales, which can actually start end of this year already, as soon as we submitted, really. We will have, limited commercial traction from this. 6 million is not enough to make a massive dent in the US market, but the early adopters, the champions who already know us, we believe we can convert those into customers fairly easily. We have a large million-plus grant covering our clinical study, so the HOSP-HF study. And that's a very important health economic study for commercial evidence generation. That's what's going to, I think, drive our early adoption is being able to show hospitals in the US that if you integrate ACORAI, you can expect readmission rates to go down by X%. You can expect length of stay to go down by Y%, right? Those are the type of arguments that we're trying to make with this study that we're running.
Thanks, Philippe.
Thank you, Giacomo. And any more questions from the panel? Or we almost time's almost up. So maybe Philippe, do you have any final words?
Yeah, well, maybe to Giacomo's question there, right? We will be raising a larger commercial round in 2027 to drive commercial adoption. And that's most likely going to be structured as a 5+15 Series A commercial round. So happy to talk about that as well offline if there's interest.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Philippe. Great presentation. Feel free to reach out to him to learn more about the opportunity. Thank you, Philippe, for today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And let's move to the next company, next presentation. Next company is SPACELING. Michael Sperling will share the opportunity with us. You can consider SPACELING as, to represent the well-being vertical for today. So, Michael, feel free to, share your screen and go to the presentation when you're ready.
Thanks ever so much, Batuan. I'll start just with some words. So hello, everyone. So as we all know, social media is a great invention. Sorry, it started off as a wonderful thing, connecting people from near and far. There's no denying that it's been a real game changer in how we all interact and engage with the world around us. But over the years, a very dark and toxic side emerged, and most of us have really been affected by its toxicity, either directly or indirectly affecting people near and dear to us. Having witnessed this firsthand myself, the negative impact that social media can have on its users, particularly the young and vulnerable, creating a safe and inclusive space has long been a matter very close and dear to my heart. So when the chance came up to co-found SPACELING, I saw it as an opportunity, not only to build an exciting business, but also to, at the very least, have a real go at fixing our broken social media ecosystem and making a significant and meaningful difference to society. So as this event, of course, is focused on health tech and wellness, let me just say a few words on topic. So as we all know, health goes way beyond just physical fitness, but as our worlds move increasingly online, the question is, are we actually doing enough to protect our mental health in these digital spaces? Did you actually know that 83% of people globally believe that harmful social media content should be restricted, and 85% worry about the impact of fake news, harassment, cyberbullying, misogyny, racism, and other such very real unpleasantries all come under the title of hate speech. And global statistics show currently that 67% of people often encounter hate speech online. That's over 2/3 of the population. And US statistics show that online toxicity is increasing suicidal thinking by nearly 15% and actual attempts of suicide by almost 9%. So at SPACELING, we believe that platform providers like SPACELING have a duty of care to try and safeguard the mental and, of course, also the physical health of their users. So no more putting profits over people. SPACELING is a well-being-first platform designed from the very beginning to be a safe space for everyone, a space where everyone is protected, valued, and where all voices matter, not only providing a more engaging and kinder online environment, but actively improving the health and well-being of our users and making a long-term positive impact on society and humanity as a whole. Now, at this point, I would normally move on to our comprehensive PowerPoint presentation, which I very much look forward to presenting to each of you during one-to-one calls. But as time is limited today, instead, I have for you a short video, which hopefully will give you at least a good general overview on what SPACELING is, offers, and the investment opportunity. Hi there, my name is Michael Sperling, SPACELING's co-founder and CEO. Welcome to my high-level pitch video, giving me the opportunity to introduce you to SPACELING. So what is SPACELING? Well, as per our tagline, SPACELING is your space where you belong. In a nutshell, SPACELING is social media as it should be, a safe and welcoming space focused on you, the user, an inclusive community which was born with you in mind, a space where you are in control of both your privacy and your data. We all know that social media is broken. It's been so for a long time, full of toxicity and fake news, with the major platforms deploying their manipulating algorithms only to monetize human attention and increase the aggressive ads revenue model, and doing so whatever the cost to users' well-being. But we at SPACELING are tackling this issue head-on, planning to fix it once and for all, with our zero-tolerance policy towards toxicity, using only user-centric algorithms and leveraging AI tech to power moderation and fact-checking, bringing social media back to the way it was always meant to be, a safe, inclusive, and welcoming space for individuals and communities to enjoy, thrive, and grow. A space where users can create posts, events, and co-blogs or engage through our multiple feeds. They can communicate via chat, email, and even video conferencing. Users can back up their data onto our cloud storage, trade on virtual real estate and digital goods, and can even promote themselves or their businesses through digital ads. SPACELING invites users to step into a dynamic and totally immersive universe that's filled with topic-related clusters of data, each of them packed with endless exciting user-created content to be explored, or as we at SPACELING call it, our Explore feature. As for our equity holding cross-functional founding team, it's made up of seasoned entrepreneurs and subject matter experts, including 3 PhD AI specialists. SPACELING champions diversity and multiculturalism, proudly featuring over 50% women and 20% ethnic minorities, a solid team that all buy into SPACELING's ethos and concept. As for traction, we have a 3D MVP with its AI black box solution, UX UI designs and AI blueprints ready for beta version, cross-jurisdictional trademarks, and a 7,000 pre-release waitlist. Our investment grade and independently validated hybrid B2B and B2C financial model is founded on conservative OPEX, MAU and ARPU figures and comprises multiple revenue streams, including SaaS subscriptions, premium upgrades, marketplace commissions, and advertising too, altogether offering realistically attainable returns. We're looking to raise $3.8 million to secure a 15-month runway. This is based on a $17 million pre-money DCF and comps independent valuation in return for 18% equity. We had a successful pre-seed round and have real skin in the game, having heavily self-funded. Thanks ever so much for your kind attention and giving me the opportunity to introduce you to our bold and ambitious venture, SPACELING. Hopefully you've enjoyed what you just heard and will be keen to join us at SPACELING on this transformative mission to disrupt the status quo, to revolutionize and indeed shape the future of social media, and through this make a real global social impact on humanity.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll take questions.
Thank you. All right. Deborah, would you like to start this time?
Yeah, sure. I just have a question. What will make your platform indispensable?
Sorry, what will make it?
It's going to be the gold standard, and everyone wants to go there. How are you going to be the superstar for her?
Are you talking about
because there is a lot of different social media. How are you going to be visible?
Okay, so obviously that's a great question. Well, firstly, just to say that the market is a massive market. It's $250 billion, 5.7 billion users, actually growing to over 6 billion by 2030. So firstly, it's a massive market. The second thing is the average user, social media user, actually uses around 7 accounts, 7 different subscriptions. So it's much easier to get someone to join than it is if we had to take someone from a different platform. So we're basically initially we just say, come and try us out. So that's the first thing. But currently, there are simply no platforms like SPACELING on the market, starting with a total commitment to creating a fully inclusive and welcoming community, one that champions positivity over negativity, absolute zero tolerance policy towards toxicity, leveraging AI and machine learning, cutting edge technologies for moderation and fact checking, empowering users with full control of their ads autonomy and total control of their privacy data and data experience. Everything is covered in a very firm commitment to never ever sell their data without consent. SPACELING also even shares advertising profits, which goes in line with its ethical and fairness ethos. So that's another thing also. And we also have a wow factor in our 3D explore feature, which is a total wow factor, which is, of course, something unique to SPACELING. It's a 3-dimensional space-themed universe where users can view user-created publications, so posts, events, co-blogs, videos, business pages. They're all displayed in a panoramic, multi-level view. So we have both pains that we're trying to solve, big mega pains that will draw people to us, and we also have some wow factor to increase the stickiness. We also, besides that, we also carried out a lead generation campaign. Last year, we just focused on the UK market alone, minute budget, very short campaign, and we still managed to yield nearly 7,000 waitlist. This was just in a few weeks, including some angels, investors, and influencers. We managed to also get it at the cost CTA was extremely low, well below average. So we feel very confident that based on that and the desperate need and demand in the market, that it won't be that difficult and from our experience to bring people on board and to be the lead, to take the lead in this industry. Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
thank
Well,
you.
just one more thing also, Deborah. I don't know if you're familiar with Blue Sky. All of you, I'm sure many of you have heard of Blue Sky. Blue Sky are very different than us. They're a microblogging platform. They're trying to be a healthier X. In our matrix, in our competitor matrix, we actually have them in our quadrant because we're trying to be the next healthy Meta, like they're trying to be the next healthy X. Totally different platforms, but they managed to launch just a couple of years ago, and they've already got over 41 million users. So again, this is just an extra thing to give us a lot of confidence. I hope
Thank
that
you.
answers your question, Deborah. And if not, I'm happy to
Yes,
continue one-to-one.
yes. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
Marco, how about you? Any question on your end?
I mean, I think that we all agree that the social media are broken, and so you say a lot of things. So it is not that easy for a medtech or biotech investor to understand properly what you're doing. I mean, I try to do so. So one thing that I wanted to better understand is fake news, because fake news, I think that they really destroyed the social media. And so how you fact check every information on your social media? And the other question, very briefly, is that if we talk with XGen and the 2000 and so on, there is a trend of those people younger than us, 20s and so on, and even 15 years old. The trends show that they are getting away from social media. They are deleting Instagram and so on. And so the question is, how do you see this in the future in terms of adherence to your adherence, or I don't know, to retention rate, let's call it this way, for your social media?
Okay, well, to answer, I'll try and address all of that. To answer your first one first, with regards to fake news. So as we said, from our perspective, there are two main issues. One is the toxicity of the hate speech, etc. That's one category, and the other category is the fake news. Now, we, SpaceLink, very strongly believe in freedom of speech. The thing is that when you have to balance a freedom of speech, but also with the safety to protect users. So what we've come up with is that we are not going to, at this stage at least, start fact checking. If you want to write, I don't know, that right now it's you're wearing black and you're wearing green, we're not going to check it. We're checking right now serious issues that will affect people. So if it's, I don't know, if you were to say now that if you drink a glass of water with some garlic, it will cure your cancer. Okay, so such things we want to flag. Now, because we believe in freedom of speech, we don't want to totally remove things. I like toxicity. Toxicity, we totally remove. So if you write something toxic, it will not get published. It will get blocked. But if you write a fake news, at this point, we're not blocking because we believe in freedom of speech. However, we want to warn people. So we're flagging it up. So if you would write that garlic water will cure all cancers, we want youngsters, vulnerable people, not to just trust everything that's written there if it's totally fake. So we will put a warning and basically saying, hey guys, this may not be totally accurate. Go and fact check, go and verify. Now, in later stages, we are planning to put more into it from using our AI system. But I'm talking now where we are right now at this point on our MVP. Now, with regards to your other question,
maybe very short answer for that, Michael.
I will try.
Yeah.
Youngsters, we know that youngsters are slightly, I would call it a slightly more tricky, challenging audience. When we did our lead generation campaign, the main buying, we just did a very general campaign, was from 25 to 55 plus. The youngsters, we actually, our CMO, who's an expert strategist, has a whole plan, how to bring on board the 18 to 25s. And that is, as I said, we can discuss that one-to-one. We have a comprehensive strategy for that.
Great. Thank you so much, Michael. To learn more about it, feel free to reach out to Michael, SpaceLink. Thanks so much, Michael. Great to have you tonight with us. All right, go to the next company, ELIAX Medical. Maria, founder and CEO, will share your opportunity with us. Maria, feel free to share your screen and start when you are ready. Now you should be able to unmute yourself. Great to have you with us today. Thanks a lot. Feel free to reach out to her to learn more about the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Let's move to the next company, next presentation. Joyvié Health, Zoe, founder and CEO, will share the opportunity with us. Zoe, feel free to share your screen and go ahead with the presentation.
Hi, can you see?
Yes.
So thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Zoe Robson. I'm the founder of Joyvié Health, and we're developing patent pending fecal incontinence underwear that transforms how care is given, but also how dignity is reserved. Sorry. There we go. So this is my dad, or was my dad, Fred. He passed away last year from pancreatic cancer. As his health declined, he had to wear a nappy, and none of us were expecting the loss of dignity and shame that surrounded his death. And this is why Joyvié exists. All nappies work by sealing feces against the skin. That single design choice drives infection, loss of dignity and quality of life, and a massive caregiver burden. This isn't a problem of care, it's outdated product design. And in the UK alone, it's costing billions each year to rectify. Joyvié is a patent pending incontinence underwear that keeps stool off the skin. It separates urine and stool using a reusable brief and a non-invasive disposable pouch, so waste is guided away from the body and not sealed against it. The design looks simple, but the mechanics are not. We filed a PCT giving us global protection over the core architecture and use. We are still in R&D at pre-seed, but the core design is validated and already delivering measurable impact. We're seeing around a 90% reduction in stool to skin contact, high usability scores, and changes that are around 70% faster and more hygienic. The biggest question I get asked is whether Joyvié costs more than a traditional nappy, and the answer is no. Over 12 months, Joyvié costs less because of its partly reusable design, and this is obviously a core KPI when considering institutional healthcare adoption. We will scale through a hybrid B2C and B2B model. Each stream independently supports a multi-billion-pound market. D2C will be subscription-based with monthly recurring revenue for consumables or the pouches, while B2B will be 1 to 3 year contracts focused on residential care and NHS and healthcare institutions. Actually, this idea was conceived in March 2024. My daughter at the time kept getting really bad and severe nappy rash, and we won a small grant to develop the R&D. It was during that development that my dad got diagnosed, and what followed was a heartbreaking understanding of the real need. I mean, if you think nappy rash is bad on an infant, wait until you see it happen on a dying parent. We pivoted the business to adult care in early 2025 and has since made excellent progress thanks to non-dilutive grants and some investment coming in. We are very deliberate about our sequencing. So we'll start with B2C, pre-orders and launch later this year. It'll be the fastest route to market, probably the highest acquisition, but it will generate us early revenue and proves product market fit and starts to build our evidence base. We then focus, once our regulation has been approved, we will move into residential care. The smaller care homes have much less friction points in procurement, following into the larger care homes with repeatable contracts. And finally, we move into NHS or institutional care, which will obviously be the slowest to adopt, but with the lowest acquisition and highest long-term value. We're projecting 56 million in year 5 revenues at a conservative 0.1% market penetration. This funding round will give us a 15-month runway, so to December this year. The capital will be focused on traction that evidences product market fit. We'll also kick off our health economics study, continue with our regulatory certification, so it'll be class 1 non-sterile medical device. We'll focus on MDA and MHRA initially, and then small batch manufacture. led by an amazing team. Obviously, we're a small team but highly experienced, built for regulated product delivery. We combine commercial innovation, that's me, deep product engineering, that's Phil and Edward, clinical authority. So we have Dr. Ashish Sinha that oversees a lot of our progress, PPIE, and Kate supports on NHS market access. We're raising 450k as a pre-seed round. We have 272,000 already committed, with a further 66k that's a soft commitment, and we're going through due diligence now with the Hamisa Angel Group. If you'd like to invest in a product that is going to be really focused on bringing dignity back to its users, I would love to hear from you. So please send me your questions.
Amazing. Thank you, Zoe. Marco, what do you think?
Congratulations for what you're doing, because I think that everyone here that has similar situation at home knows what does it mean, and it is when you say dignity, I mean it is, I think, your main selling point. So congratulations for this idea. And honestly, I didn't understand very well how does it work. I mean, if you can explain it better, then the only question is, are you sure that just 450k is enough for you? I mean, if you raise now 450k, I think that tomorrow you need to be back on raising, because of, it is a tough environment. So think about to raise a little bit what you're looking for. And because, I mean, it's better to go fast to the market rather than go back in fundraising in 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, good question. So the raise, yes, that will give us runway until December. I'm fairly all over our finances. I'm checking them on a monthly basis, but we will intend that, it's a small round for a short runway. We'll open a seed round in September for a closed round, and that'll be 1 million. So that 1 million will really help us to accelerate into the markets I've defined. So I'm confident that the raise we're going for at the moment is good. And, it makes sense. We're a high risk business. This is a brand new product, a medtech product. There was a lot of unknowns when we started. So it's really being able to, risk versus momentum, risk for investors versus momentum. On your second point, so how it works, if you can imagine, it's like a pair of absorbent pants, like period pants. And then around the anus, there's a small flange. It's the best way to describe it, that sits around the anus, that's been engineered to fit around all anuses. It's a very interesting project. I don't know how graphic I can be, but bum holes don't move. They're actually quite similar in size. We've done a huge amount of testing, or live testing, but also with anatomically correct dolls. So we know that we've got the shape around the anus, and then that feces is just flowing through into a pouch. And the underwear gets reused, so it can go in the washing machine. There's no feces on it, so it's actually just like washing, anything else in the laundry or industrial washing machines. And then all the feces is contained in a pouch, and that just gets thrown away.
Yeah, thank you, Marco. Deborah?
Yes, I'm just wondering how you do the industrialization for this project. How you're gonna organize everything? Who is gonna do it? Where are you gonna do it? If you think about it.
Sorry, I missed the first part of that sentence. How am I going to organize the project management or
the production?
Oh, production. Oh, so we'll manufacture it probably in China or Vietnam. We're talking with suppliers, with manufacturers all the time. We continually iterate the product in order to try and reduce the manufacture costs. We get landed costs every kind of couple of months just to check on what is possible and what we're able to do. So Phil, our head of product, he has 20 years experience in bringing products to market. He knows, we've got lots of contacts out there. So actually manufacturing is probably the least headache that I have. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Patricia?
Yes, I wanted to ask you a bit around the competition. So Who are you competing with? Is there anyone else trying to do something similar?
So we're competing with disposable nappy brands. So within the market, there's probably about 5 incumbents that dominate 60%. So Essity, Kimberly-Clark, Unicharm, P&G. There aren't any other non-invasive solutions to this. So obviously we've got catheters and stomas, which are invasive. We are going for a non-invasive market, and there is nothing on nothing that's been highlighted in patent searches of anything that is similar. So we are confident that we have a novel design that has true differentiation. And I think this is what will be most appealing to the incumbent, so that I'm optimizing the business. The intention is that we go for an exit in 4 or 5 years, and I do think we'll be able to go to those incumbents. They already know it exists, so we have communicated with them, and they don't know exactly what we're doing. But because we're able to offer true differentiation within the incumbents, I think it puts us in a very strong position, either from a licensing perspective or from an acquisition point of view.
Mm-hmm. And maybe to build on top of that, what do you think is the key to win the market? So I understand your moat lies heavily in the product because there's a lot of R&D behind it. But what other factor do you think is going to be key in order for you to win the market? Like, is it speed in your go-to-market, or?
It will be around the health economics piece. So there's a lot of product waste, and a lot of cost on caregiving, for example, within institutional care. At the moment, it takes 2 people and 2 nurses and about 20 minutes to change a patient from a fecal change. We can reduce that down to about 3 minutes with 1 person changing. So we are building the health economics report that we will present to the market when we're ready for those sales conversations. But really, we're building a product that provides convenience and will reduce long-term cost. I mean, that's really our moat, and how we from a commercial point of view, that's really what we're going for.
Yeah, understood. Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Zoe. Great presentation.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being with us today. All right. Let's move to the next company. BIOME Science will do the presentation. So Stefan.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hello there.
I hope you hear me well. I will share my screen.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So, good evening, everybody. We are going to talk tonight about coronary artery disease. So this type of disease affects 200 million people worldwide, and it remains the leading cause of death in cardiovascular disease. Today, cardiologists are facing a bottleneck, a critical one, because up to 60% of invasive coronary angiography are unnecessary. Sorry, I will just move my presentation. Yes, here. And behind those numbers, everybody has to understand that there is patients that are exposed to avoidable invasive risk on this angiography room. Yet, physicians continue to perform them. Why? Because intermediate lesions, which are stenosis between 40 and 17% of stenosis, are uncertain in terms of diagnostic. So it means what? It means that the anatomy alone cannot determine whether a lesion is causing an ischemia or not. The real question is simple. Does this lesion restrict blood flow, yes or no? And to answer this question, the physician today still relies on an invasive solution that is called FFR, and they put a catheter on yourself on the coronary room to measure the pressure of the blood flow before and after the lesion. And this is this poses a lot of problems because obviously this type of invasive solution is not sustainable long term, costs a lot, and there is a lack of accessibility to those coronary rooms. So they need a reliable, non-invasive solution. And that's exactly what BIOME is providing. So what we are providing is a product called FFRCT solution. FFRCT means fractional flow reserve and is based on coronary CT images, and it will calculate this FFR, but with a non-invasive solution. I just would like to show you a little bit what our doctors are saying. Basically, what they say is that FFRCT answers the clinical problem, and also that FFRCT will reduce unnecessary angiography and will become a standard of care in coronary CT. And BIOME is positioning itself at this inflection point where cardiologists and radiologists are working together to provide this type of non-invasive solution. We have worked since 2021 in a very robust solution that is based on a unique AI solution. This AI solution relies on an engine that is mixing different technique to create the algorithm. First, computational fluid dynamics algorithm, experimental hemodynamic validation, and also real-world clinical imaging data. And this makes what we call an hybrid model of AI, delivering a physics-grade reliability at AI speed. The result of this model is 93% reliable, accurate, compared to an invasive wire-based FFR. And this has been proven in different clinical tests that we have done since September 2024 with major research centers like the CERC, close to Paris, which is the European Cardiovascular Research Center, but also different other partners that we have in the cardiovascular world. We have, at this moment, a different publication already issued in some major scientific papers, but also a large clinical study under validation with Saint-Joseph Maryland-Long that will be issued next quarter. We have also anticipated the fact that our solution is made to be seamlessly wait a minute, I would like my slide to move. Wait, here we are. This solution will be seamlessly integrated in the workflow, very important in radiology, otherwise we will not be adopted. So today we have a solution that is automatically sending the CT scan exam to servers that can be hosted cloud or on-premise, depending the choice of the hospital. In 10 minutes, we are able to provide the answer to the radiologist or the cardiologist, because today both specialties have access to scanner. And of course, you can edit a report directly based on those results after that. So there is no additional step, no workflow description, and this is, again, essential for adoption. The market is the market of the coronary what we call CCTA, coronary CT angiography, coro scanner in French, or and this is a 17 million exam today globally, growing very fast. And on those CCTA exam, the adoption of the FFRCT is growing also very fast. You can see the numbers here. It's a market that will quickly evolve toward a bit more than 1 billion. And we have a projected revenue that will start in 2028 and will accelerate quite quickly after that. You will see that in the plan of regulatory.
By the way, time is up, so if you want to speed up for the rest of the slide.
Sorry. So the business model is a SaaS model-based solution. You can see here that we will also adopt a roadmap for the go-to-market that will go from clinical adoption to hybrid distribution and then to partnership with industrials. And then I will go quickly on what we are needing. We are needing a seed funds to do regulatory, clinical validation, to reinforce the product, and also to start building the commercial team. This team, and this is one of my last slide, this team is today built with engineering, with our CEO is coming from this world of hemodynamics and AI, Alexis. Jean is our CFO, and we have also a doctor in our team, Virgile, that is a radiologist, and we have also a medical board. So thank you very much. Just the last point, I think that we are also breaking the wall of precision medicine, because with the product that we are building, we can also anticipate and predict type of coronary disease for the future. So this is, I think, a unique opportunity for you investors to invest in something that is a breakthrough technique and also a proven market already in the US. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Stefan. Giacomo, would you like to start? What do you think about it?
Sure. Thank you, Stefan, for the presentation. I think we had the chance to discuss a couple of months ago, so we are also fresh on our own discussion. But perhaps I would like to have a better understanding, because in the last few months, at least in Panacas, we have received quite a few opportunities of companies in the same space using AI and using digital softwares to better assess patients with coronary artery disease. So if you have maybe a competition analysis versus other companies like that are in development more than the one that are currently in the market, like HeartFlow or like Catworks in some sense. But there are other companies like SPMed, like Andrew Insight. There are a few companies in the space, and I would like to understand what's your competitive advantage over them.
Okay, so I'm sharing a slide to assess the different competitors, and maybe Alexis, or you can speak on this one.
Good evening,
Yes,
gentlemen, everyone. Nice to be part of this evening tonight. Sorry, I'm not having a camera right now. So thank you very much for the presentation, Stefan, and for the good questions. Hello, Giacomo. Great to see you again, and thank you for your questions. So basically, this slide you see right now shows some competitive comparison between all the companies. You just mentioned SPMed, but we have to talk about HeartFlow, of course. First of all, this is the company which actually created this market. Thanks to HeartFlow, this market exists. Just for general information for the audience. Nevertheless, the approach from the technical point of view is the aerospace tech, essentially, which lacks clinical data in it. So we can talk for ages about HeartFlow and what they did, but nevertheless, it lacks clinical data per se, because it's aerospace technology. Now, you asked a question about the SPMed, and thank you for that. SPMed actually is a French-based company as well as us, and they've been developing a tool, AI tool, which is being trained directly on the data, FFR invasive data. So Stefan didn't introduce this definition, but fractional flow reserve, the invasive measurements that is being made in patients to distinguish whether a lesion is functionally significant or not. This data can be stored. And if this data is stored, normally you can train some basic machine learning models using these values. However, this approach is very simple because it's just one value. It doesn't give any sense, actually, clinical sense or physical sense. It's just one value which represents ratio of two pressures being measured. So unfortunately, these direct training approaches, they will never lead to generalization. You've heard probably about this word in the artificial intelligence community, modeling engineers, that generalization is something very important. And unfortunately, there are many hallucinations coming from simple artificial intelligence. So you have to supplement this data by something else. And that's what we have done, essentially. We supplemented this data not only by FFR measurement, direct measurements, but also by real physical equations that are fundamental and cannot be violated. And then we also added up with experimental data from in vitro measurements, which we've been working on for a couple of years. So this data is also from real world, and it cannot be violated. So afterwards, we just created a series artificial intelligence architecture, which brings all these sources together.
Thank you for the answer, Alexis. Thank you for the question, Giacomo. Thank you, BIOME. Actually, time is up.
Yes.
So, but feel free to reach out to them to learn more about
answering, I guess, to these questions. Thank you very much. And if you ever have any other questions, please do ask in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Chats or after the conference, reach out to them directly. Thanks so much, both of you.
Thanks
a lot.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move to the next presentation. OXPERIAL, Daniel Chen will share their company with us. Daniel, feel free to share your screen and go ahead with the presentation. Then remind the time again, like 6 minutes for the presentation, 6 minutes for the Q&A, total of 12 minutes. Go ahead when you are ready.
All right. Let me start sharing my screen. I'm not able to share my screen right now.
Okay, yep. Let me support you on that.
It says somebody is already sharing. Okay,
Yep.
great. No problem. All right. Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you this evening. My name is Dr. Daniel Chen. I'm the founder and CEO of OXPERIAL BioHealth. So you can all see my slides, okay? Great. I hold a PhD in medical science, and I'm a trained cancer researcher at the University of Oxford. For almost 10 years, I've worked in medical science and herbal science and nutrition science. So this has become the backbone of OXPERIAL BioHealth. So OXPERIAL is based in the UK. We are in the health and wellness space. We are reinventing herbal wellness with daylight activated science. So essentially, we are creating the world's first photodynamic nutrient products. So let me tell you what this means and why this matters. So herbal products is a booming industry. Do you know that almost every 1 in 2 Europeans take supplements on a daily basis, and 1 in 5 of them take herbal supplements every day? So billions are spent around the world on herbal supplements. But as a scientist, I see the most essential question. Most products don't truly deliver how they promised. So most herbal products are generic blend with poor absorption rates, often less than 5% are absorbed. And moreover, fewer than one in 10 of these immune supplements are actually clinically validated. And most of these products rely on passive absorption. So OXPERIAL is here to change the narrative. So we have built a platform, a 2-core technology platform to deliver a new category of supplement with better purity, potency, and proof. And moreover, it works actively with daylight. So first of all, our core technology, Evolve Extraction, we are able to extract these herbal ingredients, boost 60% higher the bioactives in these herbal ingredients with 4 times improved absorption rates in the human body. And secondly, our GPDT photodynamic activation formula. It is a patented super green formula that enhances cellular function. And more uniquely, it becomes more effective when exposed to daylight. It works very similar as how plants take in light and transfer it into oxygen and energy. The herbal compounds with chlorophylls would interact with visible daylight after absorption to enhance cellular activity and mitochondrial activity. These has been proven in our preclinical studies, and these has been validated, and our first clinical validation is underway. So altogether, we have multiple patents, one granted in the UK and one granted in Taiwan, with many more patents pending. So based on our core technology, we have bring to the market our first flagship product, Proper Light. It is a wide blend of super greens, as you can see, together with our patented formula, GPDT. It is designed to support immune health, prevent oxidative stress, better cellular health, and boost body energy. So how does this photodynamic supplement work? So basically, it works as every other supplement. Step 1 to 3, taking the supplement, release the bioactives in your body. But what makes us totally different from supplements in the market is step 4. As you can see, when exposed to natural daylight, the light passes through our skin. The herbal chlorophyll compounds would act like tiny solar panels in our bloodstream, ready to take in light, and it would activate the photodynamic activation. And this has been proven already in preclinical studies. We have seen improved cellular markers and immune support indicators. So as a customer, you don't have to do anything. Let the biology work, and the daylight would enhance the effectiveness. So what are the market size? The global herbal supplement market size is huge. We have a huge market opportunity. If you can look on the inner circle of this graph, you can see we aim to capture just only 5% of the niche share. In 5 years, we can capture 125 million in the herbal immune and cellular market. But this is just for our first product. This is only the tip of the iceberg because our platform technology can be scaled across various functional health, such as longevity, beauty, or even clinical related supplements. So this is a technology platform, and this is just a snapshot. So for marketing, so our business model, we operate as a high margin, capital light, and we are specially built for global scale. As you can see, we have a high margin, and we are vertically integrated with our manufacturer in Taiwan. We have this exclusive global licensing, so they can help us produce products in a very quick turnaround time with very light capital. And because of this advantage, which very few startups have, we are designed to build to scale globally. So our go-to-market strategy, as you can see, we have already launched our product in May 2025 in Taiwan. We have partnered with one of the largest pharmacy chain already. And this year in 2026, we aim to launch and bring in the products in the EU, UK, and the US as well. The 3 main marketing channels, direct to customer. The second, referral channels from clinicians, from pharmacies, etc. And the third, from specialist distributors. So what about the traction? So in the past 7 months...
Daniel, by the way, time is up if you want to speed up. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Since the last 6 months, we have seen exceptional growth, as you can see, with all achieved with almost zero marketing spend. So about our team, aside from myself, we have Alison Huang, our COO. We have Dr. Cindy Tai. We all together, we bring over 40 years of expertise in the industry, although we may seem younger than we look because of our Asian genetics, but we have specialists and we are a highly scientific team. So we are asking for 500K right now to build the world's first photodynamic nutrition. And this will help to replicate the success we've seen in Taiwanese market to the EU, and also bring in marketing budgets and talents, because we know how crowded these are, but we are very ambitious and we are very positive that we are bringing a total different market to the supplement industry. So to recap, 3 reasons to join OXPERIAL. We are multi-patented technology. We operate as a capital light. We are globally scalable, and we are creating a very rare and unique category in nutrition, the photodynamic nutrition category. So partnership with us in the future. If you have more questions, please scan the QR code. You can connect me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to take any questions and connect with you.
Thanks so much, Daniel.
Thank you.
Deborah, would you like to start? What do you think?
Yeah, I have a question. I was wondering how you're gonna be, how you're gonna be the first in the market in this, because there is a lot of competition, and you know, where you are coming in the pharmacy, you ask for the supplements, and there is a lot of choices. So how you gonna give the customers to trust you and to be sure that you are real and not only marketing?
Of course. Thank you, Deborah, for this question. Yeah, so as a consumer and also as a scientist, the most well-sold supplement product on the market are those who rely heavily on marketing. And as I mentioned in our problem statement, as a scientist, we know that not all these products deliver what they promise. So people are really seeking for supplements, especially herbal supplements, that are really scientifically solid and really has that scientific proof. So this is what we're entirely around about, because we are a very scientific-led team. What makes us so unique, because we are the only supplement that has this daylight activation mechanism, as I mentioned. We are 100% clean label with pure and natural ingredients. As mentioned, we are scientifically backed, and we have multiple patents. We also have a sustainable edge. So as you can see on this table we created, whether you are looking for premium immune care supplements or premium super greens, price-wise, we are aiming for people who would spend that extra $1 for a scientifically solid supplement that can actually work, because people are taking lots of supplements, but they don't even know whether they work or not. We are here to change this narrative. So from this table, you can see that we are delivering a whole new category of products with scientific backed, and we are not the most expensive, but we are reasonably priced because of these benchmarks that we've been seeing. And yeah, so basically, as a consumer, you will feel relieved that we are scientifically backed, and you are actually taking something that would make a difference. So this is one of the key elements for recurring customers. Otherwise, you won't come back buying if you don't feel working.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you, Marco, and thank you from our side.
Just one question on the price, because you say I saw $130 for retail. I don't know if it is intended mainly for US, Taiwan that you said before, or for I don't know, the UK. For example, we do work in this field with our pharma. We got some nutraceutical, in the field. I think that price could be reasonable, for example, in Europe, if you target a specific disorder. I mean, kind of medical food, or specific intended for a specific disorder. In that case, that makes sense. Otherwise, a little bit too high for the patient, mostly because it is not reimbursed, for example, nutraceutical. So I would love to better understand your idea behind the pricing.
Sure, thank you. That's a wonderful question. Yeah, so I definitely agree that the price-wise, there will be a little tweak depending on different regions. But now what I'm showing is the equivalent of the Taiwanese price that we have launched. And yes, I can concur with you. So the target customer that we are now targeting, as we see the product market fit in the Taiwanese market right now, is people who suffer with long-term conditions, especially people undertaking cancer treatments or diabetes, etc., because they have decreased immunity. So these are the targeted customers. And also people who believes in the science, those premium supplement users are also our targeted customers. So they're willing to come back, and we have seen very high 75% reorder rate from these customers. So as you can see, price-wise, it would be reasonable for these targeted customers. But if you were to compare with average audience, for example, on below the charts, you can see AG1, which is one of the most known super green supplements in the UK. They are aimed to general audience. But 1 month use of AG1 would cost you £79. And it is a big bottle. You don't have to take a big bottle that don't work. All you have to do is take in 1 or 2 capsules of our products. It would deliver better the effect of these like general super greens at a reasonable price, only less than £20 higher. But I definitely agree, when we bring this product to whether the UK market or the European market, there will be twice tweakings with different comparables. I hope that answers your question in general.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Daniel. Great to have you with us today. All right, let's go to the next presentation. Joyvié Health will share the podium with us. Thanks so much, Daniel, again. Odette, are you there? You can start presenting your screen when you're ready.
Okay, let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, now we can see it.
Great. So thank you very much for the opportunity to present today. My name is Odette Nissan. I'm the CEO of Joyvié. We are building the first clinically validated single-use colonoscopy system that can operate outside the traditional multi-use infrastructure. Today, I will briefly explain the problem, why it has not been solved before, and why we believe Joyvié is positioned to lead the shift. What are we going to see today? Colonoscopy is a very large and proven market. In the US alone, about 18 million procedures are performed every year. That represents roughly about $24 billion annually. Demand continues to grow due to screening guidelines and therapeutic procedures. However, the entire system is built around reusable scopes. The infrastructure is expensive, complex, and limiting. We built SolarScope to operate outside that model. FDA clearance is expected within approximately 60 days, and we are preparing for commercial launch later in 2026. Let's talk about the market strain. The US market is dominated by Olympus, Fuji, and Pentax. Olympus is about 70% of the market, Fuji about 20%, and Pentax is the rest. A reusable colonoscopy room requires around $650,000 in capital equipment, plus dedicated reprocessing infrastructure, which is expensive as well. That means colonoscopy is economically viable only in high-volume centers. But procedure demand keeps increasing, while capacity expansion is limited. The system is under strain, and we're working in order to solve that thing. So next thing, we will see where the reusable scope failed to deliver. Reusable infrastructure fails in several important settings. Urban facilities often face huge and environmental constraints. Low-volume hospital cannot justify the capital investment. Outpatient departments and smaller surgery centers struggle with reprocessing cost. High-risk patients, including immunocompromised patients, carry cross-contamination risk. And as a result, we estimate that about 2 million procedures per year in the US alone are not performed. Now to the most interesting thing, how SolarScope solves the pain. So SolarScope removes those barriers. It requires no reprocessing and no sewage because it's single use. There is no cross-contamination risk. Once again, it's a single use. There is no capital tower or fixed infrastructure. Physicians use it exactly like the standard colonoscope, the traditional one, multi-use. It supports both diagnostic and therapeutic procedures. It also provides up to 200 degrees field of view, which improves the visualization and the AI detection capacity. or capabilities. And we enable colonoscopy where reusable systems simply do not work. For perspective, we'll briefly discuss why this was considered impossible, why single-use colonoscopy was considered impossible. Many companies tried and failed in disposable colonoscopy. The reason was not market demand. The barrier was technical complexity at an affordable cost. You need high-quality imaging, thermal control, precision mechanics, and scalable manufacturing. Doing all of that in single-use device is extremely difficult. I would like to demonstrate what we have achieved. So GIView invested many years and a lot of money solving this problem. Actually, I'm talking now about the fourth generation that we have developed, which is the first in the market to include all of those things that make colonoscope a viable solution. We now have a fully functional disposable colonoscope. It has been clinically validated by leading physicians. It is protected by strong intellectual property, and it is designed for scalable manufacturing with cost reduction over volume. To our knowledge, we're the only company that has delivered a working and clinically validated solution in this category. I mean, there were some other solutions previously, but none of them was able to offer the full properties that make it a viable solution. A little bit about who work with us. So we have a lot of early adopters.
By the way, time is almost up, Odette. You have some time, but time is almost up. Just let you know. Yeah.
Okay, so just 30 seconds. We're working with leading US institutions, Brigham and Women, New York Langone, Cleveland Clinic, Florida, MedStar, Gastro Health, and so on. These partners represent academic leadership, high volume outpatient, and smaller hospitals. So about our go-to-market approach, we're not trying to replace Olympus in high-volume endoscopy centers. We will focus on hospital outpatient departments, operating room, and lastly, ASCs in the US. To summarize, colonoscopy is large, essential, and growing market. Reusable infrastructure limits expansion. We build a system that removes those limits. FDA clearance is near, and early adopters are already on board. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, I'm here.
Thank you, Odette. Patricia, would you like to start this time?
Yes, so thank you a lot for your pitch. I was wondering, in terms of timeline, how much time does it take you to actually sell it to a hospital and onboard the hospital and like the adoption?
So I believe that we will start with hospitals, give them free units about up to 50, just to make sure that they onboard with us and that we satisfy their requirements, and then we will convert them. I believe that within a month, since we start working with them, we will be able to start conversion. It depends on the size of hospitals. Smaller hospitals will be converted about a month later, while large hospitals would require 2 to 3 months because of internal processes.
Okay, understood. And maybe also a question related to these hospitals. So what do you think would be like the ACV for hospitals? I mean, I understand it depends on if they're big hospitals or smaller ones. And what do you think is the key to win the market? Is it a matter of volume, so getting a lot of hospitals, or a matter of getting like 2 or 3 big hospitals chains, or what do you think is the key in this go-to-market?
I'm not competing in the large hospitals because, as I mentioned, large hospitals are better with multi-use devices. So we are focusing on the smaller clinical procedure room, and we will have a long tail. Those hospitals will not be doing colonoscopy otherwise. So it's a win-win situation. For the reimbursement for hospitals is very high, and they cannot do that with reusable systems because they don't have access. So either they don't do anything or they do it with our device and just take the reimbursement, whatever it is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. Giacomo?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. Quick question, mainly on IP. Since you mentioned that you've been working on this product for the last 20 years, I was wondering how is the lifetime of the patents, of the core patents looking like?
That's a good question. We kind of changed focus in the last 3 years, and currently we're focusing on IP that protect the single-use aspects of those single-use colonoscopes. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel in colonoscopy. These colonoscopes exist for the last 50 or 60 years, so I'm not going to reinvent the entire area, just to protect the aspects that are related to single use.
So the core patents on the single use you are let's say
are pretty young.
Are young. Good.
Yes.
To hear. Thanks.
Thank you. Marco, anything to add?
I mean, that's quite interesting. I would love to just ask, how do you see your device? And I think that Giacomo can understand what I'm asking about in the field of loop formation, when there is the loop formation in colonoscopy. So I'd love to understand how is something that you see also you can solve, or does it affect the efficacy of your device in the utility?
So what we aim to do is to be equal to existing colonoscopes, and wherever we could, we exceed their performances. So for example, maneuverability, we are far better than the traditional colonoscope. Image quality, we were able to use 4K image quality, while traditional colonoscopes are HD and they cannot go beyond this. We work with fisheye lens, which they cannot because it would be scratched during cleaning, but we can because it's a single use. So we provide a wider image, which makes us a better fit for AI detection of polyps. So we have some advantages, and everywhere else, we are equal to traditional colonoscopes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Marco. Deborah?
Yeah, thank you for the project. I just have to say that all the questions that I have already have been asked. So it's okay for me. I don't have any more question about that.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Time is also almost up anyway. So Odette, thank you so much. Great to have you with us today.
Thank
You
you
can
all.
reach out to GIV to learn more about it, to Odette. Thank you, Odette.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Now we are going to the final pitch, final company, Quantus. Per Alessandro, CTO of the company, will share the opportunity with us. Alessandro, feel free to share your screen and go ahead when you're ready.
Okay, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Pierre, and today I'm going to present you Quantus. Every year, pharma industry spends billions of dollars on market access activities. Most of this runs on Excel and PowerPoints. That is technology straight out from the 90s. And with Quantus, we want to change this. We have a massive market in front of us. Pharma industry spends hundreds of billions of dollars on commercialization services, $28 billion on consulting markets services, and $1.5 billion on health economics and outcome research services. Most of this runs with traditional consulting services that are fragmented, that are static, slow, difficult to measure, and result in deliverables that are just Word files, Excel models, and PowerPoint presentations. This leaves an enormous value on the table for our clients and an enormous opportunity for disruption for us. Our solution is Quantus. Quantus is an AI value solution for pharma that uses a powerful AI that is built on top of our strong 10-year experience providing this type of services. Quantus addresses 4 key points in the needs of pharma clients. Analyzing and constructing evidence, translating that evidence into strong value messaging for stakeholders, providing consistent and reliable training for their teams, and evaluating the impact of these activities. Quantus is a single platform that can address all market access needs for our pharma clients with many use cases. Today, I want to showcase 2 of the most common use cases we see in the market. The first one is the construction of value stories. Pharma companies need to convince governments, insurers, and doctors that the product they sell are worth having in their formularies or being reimbursed. The traditional approach to value stories starts with expensive and slow consulting that can take 6 to 12 months developing. This results in long technical documentation, words, PowerPoints, complicated Excel models, and then every local team in every country needs to transform that information into useful tools to actually sell things. And most of this process is done manually over and over and over for every country, every new product, every new launch. This results in a slow, inflexible process, a lot of opportunities lost, and a lot of value left on the table. With Quantus, we want to change this. Quantus AI can ingest all the scientific information, integrate it into its own, into the Quantus AI ecosystem. Then Quantus AI can translate this scientific information into clear, compelling value narratives that can be actually used and tailored for stakeholders systematically. After that, Quantus AI builds interactive dashboards, analytics, charts, calculator, whatever is needed to actually transmit the information in a powerful way. And at the end, provides tools that the team can use to effectively use this information, such as QA, scenario modeling assistance, and assistance with objection handling. This results in faster processes, much more customization, higher engagement, and more sales. The second use case for Quantus is related to team training. Training is fundamental. Pharma teams need to be consistently trained to actually be able to sell. The traditional approach involves infrequent events where the teams are trained. However, the materials that are used get outdated very fast because science comes all of the time. And this results in having outdated material. And after the training is done, it's very difficult to know if people are actually delivering the information in the correct way. In the traditional way, then we have a consistent team performance, and we have difficulty tracking results of this process. With Quantus, Quantus can directly connect to evidence and value story systematically, so we always have up-to-date information, can provide continuous learning environments for people so that they can always have access to the latest information available, can provide AI simulated conversation to train reps and prepare them for important meetings and interaction, and can provide managers real-time visibility on team status improvement before things get awry. The business model for Quantus is a business-to-business with large multinational clients. We're transitioning from a traditional consultancy that works on a per deliverable concept to a consultancy as a service where we have annual licensing. We have specific add-ons that need to be added, but the service works around scalable technology. The market opportunity that we have, since we have an estimated spending of $1.4 billion in health economics and outcome research, is around $50 million of actually obtainable market. We already have traction. We're working on top of a proven track record where we already have a $800,000 per year consultancy business that works in a lot of therapeutic areas in more than 500 projects in 10 years with all of the multinational companies. And the new tech services that we have started in the last 2 months already have had $150,000 in sales with 4 clients, including Johnson & Johnson, Amgen, and Merck. We have a pipeline of 20 proposals that we expect to convert to $500,000 in project for the following 6 months. And we're already seeing a 30% increase in profitability compared to our previous model. Quantus is built by industry insiders. Camila and I, we have spent the last 10 years working this type of consultancy for pharma industry. We have a team of developers, epidemiologists, and health economists, and we know that with technology we can do things 10 times better than we have done in the last 10 years. We want to raise $2 million. 60% we want to dedicate to improve our product and expand its capabilities, and 40% to improve our penetration in key primary markets such as the US and the EU. We expect for the first year of Quantus to achieve at least $1 million in revenue and triple that in the third year. Thank you very much for your time, and I would like to hear your questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Pierre. Deborah, you have to start this time.
Yeah. Thank you for the pitch. The slides are very beautiful. I just noted one question. Can you explain more about the competition and how you're gonna be different? Because there is a lot of startups that are going to use AI and different dashboards to help farmers.
Correct. On the first comment, this presentation is built with Quantus, and this is the type of formatting that we use for the value stories that we use. As far as competition, we have like two types of competitors. We have the big established consultancy firms nowadays, and we have done a lot of market intelligence with our clients, both at, we work mostly in Latin America and the US, and we have talked with all of our contacts. And these large companies, they are still not offering this type of services in this way. They're still working with the traditional format. There are a few companies that want to have more tech-based information, but they generally focus on one thing. So, for example, there is a company, Certara, that produces very nice dashboards for showing economic models, but that's all they do. Meanwhile, we want to focus on trying to have an end-to-end approach and not just satisfying, like doing an economic model, but trying to satisfy the strategic need of the client that goes from producing the science, having a story, having a dashboard, and then using and training the team. So I think that's our biggest differentiator.
Thank you, Deborah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Marco, you have any question?
I think that's true. In terms of competition, I mean, we have seen so many of them. I have just a question on the type of study and, let's say, asset or drugs in general that you work on. I mean, is applied to everything, or you have some limitation right now on the platform in terms of also gathering information? I mean, is the same if I come to you as a strategist and I ask you to use your platform if I'm developing, I don't know, a monoclonal antibody or a conjugate rather than a gene therapy? Just to understand.
Yeah, I think that in theory, the technology could be applied to any situation. In practice, I do have to admit that the strong points of the platform reflect the strong points of our experience, and that experience is mostly focused on portfolios by big companies in oncology, autoimmune diseases, and rare diseases. I think that those three are the areas where we have more things already in place. For other areas, we would likely have to do a bit more kind of run-up time to kind of catch up with things. But in theory, there is like no strict limitation that we wouldn't be able to use these to Quantus to assist a novel gene therapy or something like that.
Thank you. Giacomo?
Yeah, I'm more interested on the exit potential. How do you see, because perhaps I'm less familiar with these kind of opportunities in the medtech space, so apologies if maybe the question might be too simple or too naive, but how do you see the exit pathway for a company like this one, and when in time? So there is a certain threshold of revenues that you have to hit to become exitable or not?
Yeah, and there are a lot of ways of doing this. I think that the main one would be acquisition by one of the big consultancy players. I think the most clear example is IQVIA, which I think is the biggest referent in our field, and they have a track history of acquiring other consultancy companies to rounding up their capabilities. I think that I don't have a specific revenue goal that would kind of trigger that situation. But given our current timeline, I think that showcasing a working AI-based product that they can integrate, kind of plug and play, that will be kind of the triggering event, and that is trusted by their multinational clients that we already kind of have. That will be kind of the trigger. So I would say that is the main exit strategy that would be kind of on the horizon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Giacomo. Patricia? I know you had some trouble about Zoom, but I guess I see you just rejoined. Are you able to speak or it's not working? Probably not. Yeah, because she just wrote me email that she has some trouble on Zoom. She joined, but I think she's not able to open her microphone. All right then, do you have any final word, Pierre?
No, we're open to connection, and in the last pitches, I also saw that there are a lot of other companies that are interested in health economic services. That's the type of services that we also provide. So also if you're interested, maybe not as investor, but as potential clients, we're open to communication. So
thanks so much. All right, thank you everyone staying with us until then in the audience. Thank you all the advisors like Patricia, Giacomo, Marco, Deborah. Thank you so much for your contribution. It was great to have you with us. All the presenters, thanks a lot. So the next conference will be towards the end of April. We will probably be announcing it this week potentially when we send a post-event email for everyone. And thank you for today then. Okay. Thank you everyone.
Thank you for inviting
Thank you
very much
for the session.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Startups. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.